In the last video I mentioned this piece of 110 or 4-inch tubing that I need to bury in the ground. I didn't explain anything about it really. Let's take a look now. If you've been following along with previous episodes, you'll realise that I've got a lot of ground trunking underneath in the ground to allow all the cable bundles, interconnecting circuitry and stuff to run out of view. And this piece of piping is an extra piece of that sort of system. Towards the end of this video I'll explain a little bit more about why. So kind of bear with me for the moment while it's dry and bright, and I should have a couple of hours this afternoon in the dry, we'll see. I'm going to get this piece of tubing buried about 200-300 mil down from the grass surface. It is going to be a bit of a faff because this is the alignment springing off from the junction point in the middle of the grass there. I'll show you that in a few moments. It's got to go along here under the obviously under the track, through and up the back here. May, but not this year, may move this signal box unit, control box for the signal box, from there a little bit further back here. That's the kind of idea. So although the grass section will be easy to dig and bury this little beastie, I'm going to have to sort of mine underneath the track bed here, almost half a metre pretty well, to get it underneath and to pop up just in this corner here. And that is not going to be easy. I will have to dig quite a large hole. I'm going to start there and work this way. So this end of the pipe will be buried probably about 200-300 mil down, and will join into the circular sort of junction point buried quite deep under this metal plate. Well, I'm going to dig up some of the grass obviously. I'll keep the turf bits, put that to one side, dig, repack back and put the turf back on top. I've got some old cardboard boxes, large boxes, that I'm going to lay on the grass just to protect the grass. It's, what is it now? It's late March here in England, so the grass is fairly dormant, although in the next week or two with the slightly warmer weather, hopefully, the grass will just begin to grow. So that's the timing for me doing this project now. It doesn't really link in directly with the main project that I've been working on, if you've been following that, at the main railway station, Linleys over there. But now with the weather and the time of year, best to put this in this weekend. Well, to protect the grass a little bit, I've got some cardboard here laid out. The cardboard will get sodden and soggy and yuck by the time I finish, but hopefully by the time I finish all the digging and putting everything back, you won't even know that I've been here. Well, that's the idea anyway. Let's just have a look inside this junction panel. Yeah, there we are, about half a metre deep. Oh, there's an echo. And probably 300 mil round circular little manhole access point. Some cables coming and going already, of course. And there's a number of junction points coming in and going out. Going to add another one. Well, let's start by tracing the side edges, get some cuts going first. Well, I've started the carnage now, might as well keep going. Hopefully I'll keep these pieces of turf more or less intact, ready for putting back later. Right, next up, dig, turn the soil over, working our way along. I'll do one spade's depth and probably then have to do another level. Oh heck, getting warm. I need to take my jacket off, I think. Sun's staying out. Yeah, warm. Yeah, another spade's worth down, certainly to this end. I like a little bit of a gradient on the pipe so there's no puddling of water inside. So I'll keep it slightly high that end, which should suit quite well with the alignment, and then down, and I'll just break through just slightly lower down there. Yeah, yeah, another spade's worth down. Right, that depth looks pretty damn good. So I should be able to break through the side of this round sort of tub here, through the side here, through just at the right height. So the game is to drill a ring of holes just around about the 4-inch diameter. I'll have to guess, I've done it quite a few times before, so I should get it pretty well right. And then just slide the pipe in. I might have to nibble a bit afterwards, but we'll see. Well, to start off with, I do 4 corners around the clock, sort of 12, 6, 9 and 3, just to set out the size, and then have a go at doing the rest. It's not easy. It's the ribs that make it difficult. It's fluted on the outside, smooth on the inside. I don't think I can get in there. Can I get in there? Oh, yes, I can. Yeah, almost there, almost there. That was very satisfying. Perhaps not as impressive as breaking through one of the tunnels for the HS2 through the Chilterns. Oh, so close. Just one little bit of plastic there to nibble, and then I'm through. Oh yes, now we're through. That is good. Oh yes, right. Oh, good bit of work so far. I won't bother with the depth in the middle. I'm going to now work on the larger hole and trying to do my mining under the track bed. Now you might be thinking, why the heck am I doing this now? Why didn't I do it before doing the track bed and the station? Well, that's a good question. I used to work with a guy, a Raj, great man, but his motto was always very much do A, then B, then C. And this is kind of A, which logically comes before doing the track bed and the station B and C. But the thing is, back in the time, 10, 12 years ago when I was working originally on this section of the line here, I didn't really fully appreciate the need for the DLC control system. The need to include so much capacity for the inter-signalbox connection, and latterly I realised I have, and I've been including that as I've been working on the other areas. But this one precedes that sort of developmental kind of decision making. So there we are. I am doing A after B and C. Oh, halfway, a bit more than halfway. Let's see if I can keep some of this bush back out of the way. There we are. So next, dig as small a hole as I can just here. Yeah, hopefully that's deep enough. I can always make it a bit deeper. Going to return here, continue mining and see if I break through. Can't be far. What's that look like? And there to there. Oh yes, another 100, 150 mil maybe. And then clearing it out to make it sweet and clear for the pipe. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Oh yes, I'm through. Excellent. Need to do a little bit of tidying up so that the full 4-inch pipe can pass through, but I think I'm there. Need to also allow enough space for me to add on the 90-degree bend here. That might become a bit tricky. Just need to regrade this middle bit. Bit of a hump at the moment. This is one of those plumbing conundrums where you've got to put a piece of pipe in between two fixed points and each end needs to slot in. Well, the trick I'm going to adopt is I'm going to get it in and through into the little hole here before putting the end point on, the elbow on, and then return it through into that end, and hopefully, if the lengths are right, pop the right angle bend on. That's the plan. That is so close. So close. Yes, it's in. Is that in? That is in. That is in all the way. Brilliant. But this is a little bit too far back, so I need to move it forward. Just about 100 mil, hopefully. I would like it just about here. Yes, as if by magic, it is perfectly positioned. The right height and position here, and the length of the pipe fortunately is perfectly 3 meters, which is the length I bought. Oh, I'm pleased that is in without too much effort. Actually, I need to now put a little bit of vertical pipe here. I'll go for the slightly flexy pipe, just cut a bit off, too long initially, and then just backfill. Timber! Not sure it's called timber when it's a piece of pipe, but anyway. Right, let's get a little bit of soil back around the pipe here. That way I know it's not going to end up moving anywhere. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. This is too high, I think, because if I do, assuming I do move the box over, this control box, the box will still be down here or thereabouts, so it's got ample height, but that's fine. So there we are. Next is backfilling where I've been mining. The mess is disappearing. Hopefully soon you'll not even know I've been digging. That's the idea. Let's see if we can slide these little bits of turf over and make them fit. Have I built this up enough, I wonder, or too much even? Let's have a look. Oh no, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. And the next one, over you come. Keep on going. Now this is a little bit thicker, so I'll take a little bit out of there, I think. Oh look, a perfect fit. Almost as if it's made to measure. Oh, it came out from there, didn't it? Silly Warren. How flat is that going to end up? Looking good. Looking good. Now then, you may be wondering, why have I got some earth spare? Well, I've added a pipe, so the volume of pipe should be represented by the volume of soil left over. Well, I'll clear that up. I've got another place I can put that. Well, almost. You wouldn't know I've been digging there. The new pipe just comes through nicely. Well, the new pipe's the proper drainage pipe colour, but the old ones are just black because they were different types of tube. Right, let's get this little kind of hatch cover back on. It's cast iron and quite heavy. However, that's it for that little bit of digging, but you might be interested to know how that piece of pipe fits in with the other complete tube network. So let's get some diagrams going and have a look at that. Obviously, this is not a tube map for trains like the London Underground, but it's a map of the main underground tubes which I've laid to carry the main system cables around the railway to link up all the signal boxes. The colours mean nothing really, so let's start with the overall diagram and take a quick look at each line on the map. The centre pit is right in the middle of the grass and is covered by a cast iron lid like the ones in the street. I bought this one from a stall at a market years ago. This is the main joining up point for most of the cable links. Earlier in this video, you seen me bury the tube from here up to Woodgate Crescent Station. But about 8 years ago, when I realised that I needed these main interconnector tubes, I laid these first set of pipes. And last year, when I began working on Vista End branch line extension, I added this tube.
Not shown on this tube map here is the many additional smaller diameter branch tubes which radiate away from each of the station areas. These link to track sections and other system elements. So there we are. This is the Linleys Garden Railway tube network. In a later video, I'll explain the types of cables which use these main underground tubes.
So you didn't know the Linleys Garden Railway had a proper tube network, did you? Well, it does. There we are. Well, thank you for following along this time. I'm going to get back in the next episode to the track work at the Linleys main station on the suburban line. So until then, from the Linleys Garden Railway, thank you for watching and bye for now.